Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Carolina Morning Meditations. I'm your host, Russ McCullough, coming to you live from very cold, 21-degree Mint Hill, North Carolina. It's illegal in Mint Hill for it to be that cold, but hey, the weatherman broke the law. We're going to have to do something about that. But hey, hope you're having a warm morning. We're coming to you early this morning. I'm trying to sandwich in between David and Kirk as I have to go and take my friend Dan to chemotherapy today. Again, we have been helping Dan. Please pray for him. Get to his treatments every day for the last 5 weeks. We have one more week to go, and well, Dan does not have a car. He doesn't have family that has car. So we've been helping him get to the hospital for his treatments every day. And, well, the scheduling is, shall we say, conflicting with airing our program when we would like to. So I apologize for the randomness of it. But just for a moment, we want to continue our conversation on the friendship of Christ, the outreach of Christ in the book of John. Jesus Christ is in the middle of a dialogue with his best friend, the Father in heaven. No greater relationship ever took place than between this Father and this Son. And so here we are in chapter 17 of John. We looked at verses 1 and 2 yesterday. And today we want to look at verse 3. Verse 3, and verse 3 only today, it reads, "And this is eternal life, that they may know you, the only true God, and Jesus Christ, whom you have sent." Words mean things. Jesus was the most precise communicator of all time. He did not mince words. Every word Christ spoke had precise meaning, and there are no errors in his communication. If we misunderstand what Jesus says, it's a misunderstanding on our part, not on his. He did not miscommunicate in any way, shape, manner, or form. And this is so very important when it comes to the matter of salvation. You see, Jesus, when he talks about salvation, uses what we might characterize as conditional language and not contractual language. A conditional word comes up in this prayer. And this conditional prayer is that they may know you. May is a conditional word. It's not a contractual word. Jesus does not say that they shall know you. No, he says they may know you. You see, even the apostles had a free will choice whether or not to follow Christ faithfully. Sadly, 11 chose to do so, but one, Judas, exercised his free will choice to not follow Christ. He could have. Christ wanted him to. Christ loved Judas. But it was Judas who decided to betray Christ. And every time Jesus talks about salvation, It is conditional. It is based upon man's free will. We talked about not long ago, if is a conditional word. If you are my friends, you will do as I command. It's a condition. The condition is based upon our willingness to follow. And in that most famous verse of all time, the one that football players write under their eyes in football games, 3:16, John 3:16. I want to begin with verse 14. And as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, even so must the Son of Man be lifted up, that whoever believes in him should not perish. Should is a conditional word. It does not say shall, it says should. It is not contractual, it is conditional. But have eternal life. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should. Another conditional word. It is not contractual. There's no guarantee here. Because man must exercise his free will to choose to follow Christ or to choose not to follow Christ. It is conditional. Free will is mandatory. We must exercise our free will one way or the other. Should not perish, but have eternal life. For God did not send his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved. Conditional. This is so very important because a vast majority of the religious landscape in America does not believe in free will. Most people calling themselves Christians adhere to a contractual view of salvation. And that is, they believe, many people, evangelicals, if you want to use a descriptive term, Calvinist, another descriptive term, believe that salvation is contractual, based upon an arbitrary and capricious dartboard throwing choice by God to save some and to damn others. And that the people who are saved and the people who are damned have no alternative but to follow suit. No free will whatsoever at all. That's not Bible. Bible is based upon the free will of man to follow or not follow God. All through the Bible, you see it. Adam and Eve had a choice to obey God or not. Remember what Moses said to Israel in his last sermon. Life or death? Choose life. But you can choose death if you want. Go ahead. It's your choice. And then Joshua, later on, he says, who are you going to follow? You going to follow the gods of Egypt, or are you going to follow the true God? But as for me and my house, we will follow the Lord. There's a choice. Choose you this day whom you will serve. Free will choice. And that's the way it continues today. It is your choice, by God's grace, to choose to follow him or choose not to. Thanks for tuning in today. We appreciate it so very much. God bless you. I hope to see you today at either 11 or 7, 11 a.m. or 7 p.m. at the meeting hall of the Archdale Church of Christ, located at 2525 Archdale Drive in Charlotte, 28210. We're going to study the church this morning at 11 o'clock. And then 7 o'clock this evening, we're going to be looking at the book of Hebrews, as we always do. Remember Dennis and Rachel Smith and their ministry needs at Tri-City School of Preaching and Christian Development coming up in January. And otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow morning right here on Carolina Morning Meditations. God bless you and have a great day and stay warm.